And gentlemen, this is the 34th episode of Concerned Dabs podcast. I am your host, Kady Kane. With me is my co host, Will Terp.
Yo, yo.
What's up, Will? So, we don't have a guest, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, but next week we have Jackson McCormick from Natural Wonders. Uh, he was on our very first episode. We're excited to hear from him again and hear about the changes in his store, new location, and then the week after that we have Jeff Mizanski. Am I saying it correctly, Jess? Okay, cool. Jeff Mizanski. He was one of the guys who, got a really stiff, long sentence for marijuana. I think more than 25, 30 years or something. Uh, he's free now, and so he's definitely one of the guys who was a victim of the war on drugs, and still live to tell about it. And so I think hearing from him will be an interesting perspective on like the current legalization and everything. Uh, there's a couple of YouTube videos on him and stuff that I still need to watch,
Wait,
and
really? We got Jeff Mizanski next week? That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah, man,
He's
yeah,
very he's been all over like NBC News and shit. Like
yeah, dude. So it's
that's dope.
yeah, I'm excited to interview him, man. Shout out to Jess on production for hooking that up,
Yeah,
dude.
shout out. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we got some bangers coming up the next 2 weeks. I'm trying to get Mike Diesel for the week after that, and then there was a nice lady by the name of Anne Begay who was on a conference call that I was on last, and she's an attorney and she's Navajo and she's getting into the hemp slash cannabis game. So I'm
Nice.
like, I'm like, dope, man, dope. Let me
Yeah.
interview you on the
Fuck yeah.
show, yo. Like, I think she would be an awesome interview too. She had some fired up things to say on the conference call, so I was just like,
Heck yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, Will Terps has to leave in 30 or 40 for a content meeting at his magazine that he writes at. So, we're just gonna sit here and wing it for a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Is there any new stuff after harvest that you've seen on the shelves, Will, that is noteworthy that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, we've been getting a bunch more stuff from the harvest season. We got some stuff in from Roganja Massive Seed. That's been awesome. We got some Benson Arbor, a few of their flowers on the shelves, and
Dope.
then a bunch of Green Source Garden stuff that we're gonna drop. And then we also recently took in, it's not sun grown, it's like light depth, but some stuff from Gnome Grown Organics. We picked up a bunch of their line, and we're gonna slowly drop it over the next few weeks, which has been dope. We have their banana punch on the shelves right now, which is really bomb. So
That's tight.
looking forward to rolling more of their strains out.
Yeah, I saw Benson Arbor won a trophy of sorts or something at the like the Oregon outdoor I don't know. Yeah, he won third place. And it was like third place out of like 79 inch.
Yep.
So I was like, shit, that's pretty dope, man. He
Heck
was
yeah.
posting a photo with the trophy and then thanking the breeders who bred the strain and everything too. I thought that was pretty
Definitely.
dope. Yeah. What about regulation wise, dude? Is there any change on that's what
Um, Not at the moment. I don't know if I've talked about like how much medical patients can buy now. They can buy a half pound per day per patient, but there's a limit of 2 pounds per month. So
yeah,
if you go into the same dispensary, you can't buy more than two pounds a month at that spot, which is lame.
yeah.
It's
That,
always been like Oregon's only, or always been a state that like even with the medical laws in place, always allowing patients to purchase a good amount of medicine, whether it be flour or concentrates. And they've kind of definitely flipped the script on that and been very strict about it. They originally lowered it to like an ounce a month for patients, which is ridiculous.
I remember
Um,
that.
yeah, but it's been raised since then. But hopefully we have there's more they're open to raising it again, because just even half a pound is ridiculous. It needs to be close to what it was back in the day. Pound and a half. Like,
Yeah, that's
you
whatever the
who are
possession.
you to say like how much, how much medicine a person needs, or like especially if they're taking that flour, or growing for themselves and then processing it down into like tinctures or capsules or edible or concentrates, what have you. It becomes a
Yeah,
lot less. So
yeah, man. That's the possession limit should be the purchase limit.
yes,
Yeah, and even like
absolutely.
even with rec, like the possession limit for rec is 8 ounces,
Yep.
but you can only buy like one from the store, right?
Yeah,
See, that's whack. You know what I
that is
mean? And
super
and
whack.
it's and then I never saw anywhere that the law was written as such that you couldn't be in your car with more than 1 ounce. Like
Yeah,
you can possess 8 ounces. Like the law didn't stipulate in your home,
right.
but on the posters and everything that they handed out to all the dispensaries, it did say in your home. And so I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not how the law reads, but you guys are the
Yeah.
governing regulatory body and you guys are just sticking that in there. It just it felt weird and that's why I always try to just keep my medical card like
Yeah.
it's like, man, whatever, and have whatever.
Totally.
You know what I mean? I got 3 or 4 cards. I'm good for 6 Ps, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So who else I see you posting that Bo's nose guy a lot.
Yep.
Is there anybody else emerging as a solventless guy besides him that's starting to make noise?
Um,
Cuz
not like
I see
recently. I'd say
cuz
he's one of the more recent ones.
cuz I see him on other people's posts too and I'm just like, man, that's that guy Will Terps be posting.
Yeah, I mean, he's awesome, and he's definitely one of the more like recent people that have come up in the solventless scene. But one of the notable things about him is he doesn't work with anyone that grows. Like, he only works with organic farms, so he doesn't um, collaborate with anyone who's growing, utilizing any salt-based nutrients. He's going to the farms, inspecting, making sure that the standards are up to what he knows and he wants to process. And he's an immediate deal breaker is if you use salts. So he's an all organics type guy, and he's only willing to process people that grow that way.
That's awesome, dude. I
Yeah.
really does and does he only work with rec producers? Like does he have any medical people that he
He's
does?
rec, so yeah, he only does work with rec producers at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, he's very selective in who he does work with, and all the farms he works with are like, in my mind, grow superior flower, and they obviously all grow organically. So he's got a
Yeah,
good thing going for sure.
that's dope. Cause I mean, I guess I'm just gonna have to buy the bags and do it myself, Will. You know?
I feel it.
Yeah, but it's always cool when you can dish things off to someone who's better at it. You know what I mean?
Totally,
But it's
totally.
as folks get better and busier, you gotta acquire more skills for yourself. You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why I started gardening too, because it was like I don't like the way this guy's doing it.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna do it this way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Um. What else is there to talk about, Will Terps? Is there any outlandish stories that you've seen about cannabis in the news?
Hmm. Not that I can think of recently in Oregon. Yeah.
Is there anybody you know who's going to MJ BizCon next week?
No, no. Actually, is that in Portland next weekend?
No, it's in Vegas, bro.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
man, like Mike Diesel's going there. Fucking Mary Jane Oatman's going there. Pretty sure that lawyer girl, Anne Begay. I'm
Nice.
pretty sure Professor P, I think, posted that he's going.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's going there.
So I'm just like, damn. On the conference call, that's what I told those guys. I was like, man, I'm not really with the conferences, but if there's gonna be breeders, that like
Yeah.
I'm down to go check it out.
Like yeah, how
Yeah,
far is Vegas for you?
it's only a 4.5 hour drive.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, LA was only 6, so I don't know. I'm gonna be kind of sad to leave this place, Will Terps, but it'll be nice to be back home. You know
Hell
what I
yeah,
mean?
when you moving back?
I'm plotting on like February, I think.
Nice. Hell
Like,
yeah.
I have this video, dude. That's I shot everything except the indoor garden scene. I haven't met any homies who will let me shoot in their garden down.
Hmm.
And I have like 10 homies in Portland. So I'm hoping, like, my hope is to, on my drive back, swing through the homie's crib and shoot that scene and then edit it as soon as I touch down and then try and release it on Valentine's Day because it's like a love type song, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And the video is pretty cool and it's real rock and roll type shit. And I've been sitting on it forever and that movie I think is coming out around Christmas time. I want to have shit to promote all year. It's like, yo, I did this. Check it out. Fuck, buy it or stream it, whatever you want to do, and then
Yeah.
keep releasing songs the same way through the next. So
Heck yeah.
I'm shooting for February, Will Turp. That's the goal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Man, my sister's getting married like the end of March, so I'm gonna have to bounce back and come celebrate that shit. Oh
Heck
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Fuck, it was her birthday today. I texted her. Shit, I didn't remember. Yeah. Um, trying. I had another question. Terps. Um. Oh yeah, Regan. What's up with that dude? Is he still extracting Echo Electuary? Can we get that guy on the?
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely is. Yeah, I'll talk to him. Talk to him about it and see if we can get him on. That'd be
And then
cool for sure.
Jackson, we got him next week. So I'm pretty hype about that. But I want to keep lining guests up. Maybe we can
Heck
get
yeah.
another breeder on there. So
Definitely.
yeah. Okay. What are you sipping on, Will?
Nothing at the moment. I actually gotta go grab a beer, but I just grabbed grabbed a milkshake IPA from Claim 52, and then we get some limited distribution from a good brewery down in the Bay Area called Alvarado Street. So whenever I see their cans, I usually pick it up.
That's dope.
Pretty good stuff.
Do you think that that game is based on the source material too?
Yes and no. Because a lot of the I feel like the in the beer world, the source material is
The
more
same,
accessible.
like
Uh
everybody's
yeah, it's
getting
just more
shit,
accessible. Like,
so it's
they
more of a
have the
process.
yeah. Um so there's that. But yes, in terms of like technique and the base and the foundation you're brewing your beers on matters a lot. So it just depends on yeah, I mean, starting a new brewery is definitely as cutthroat an industry as like the cannabis industry nowadays in an over flooded market. It's
Yeah,
a lot of everyone's trying to start breweries nowadays, and
yeah,
to stand out, you really gotta like make something that's like whoa.
yeah.
Um, and not to say that there's, I enjoyed like the traditional styles and that, but like traditional breweries, like those who brew like just pilsners, West Coast IPA, you know, Belgian triples, that type of stuff, they're definitely going more out of style because people want fucking fruit in their beer nowadays. They want fucking their beer to not taste like beer. So
Yeah, yeah. Like, what's the place with the tater tots, man? Fucking the place with the tater tots and the grapefruit beer, and then they have a stout beer too, and then you mix them, and they call it the Terminator.
oh,
But
I have no
you
idea.
mix it
I
with the
don't think
grape.
I've been there.
It is. They got them all over Portland. I forget what they're fucking called.
Oh,
McMinimans. Yeah,
McMenamins. Okay, yep,
yeah. Yeah, those guys, because they only have, I think they probably have a seasonal one, but they have like those three style of beer always, and they're pretty consistently the same. And that grapefruit one, chicks love that shit,
yep,
you know. And
yep.
yeah, I don't know, I love their stout. Like that shit was fire, super
Oh
duper
yeah,
fire.
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of beer, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab one myself.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. I'll hold it down for a couple minutes. Well, I'll hold the beat, man. So it's it's coming up on the holiday season. If anybody out there is looking for gifts for your weed people, if your boyfriend grows weed, buy him a pack of, because he's gonna love that shit, and nobody else is gonna get him that gift, so it'll be special. So again, buy that man a pack of seeds. um, Also, if your significant other is a fan of Kady Kane's music, they can go to www.kadykane.com and purchase a CD or a download or a casher. And also, if you guys are fans of Concerned Dabs podcast, you can listen to us on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, on Stitcher, and on YouTube. And all of these links will be available at concerneddabspodcast.com. Um,
BS.
what about you guys, Mitchell? You guys grab anything from the store that was super fire lately? Nah, not really. Yo, 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 Will.
Yo, yo.
So what's that's the Bay Area shit you're cracking right now?
No, this is some stuff from Oregon. It's from Claim 52.
That's a dope name.
Cha.
What what happened to your first brew, Will? Like how did it turn?
I've never brewed beer.
I thought you took a class. You took a class and didn't
Yeah, I
try
took
it?
a class, and we brewed beer as a class, but I didn't brew one after that.
Too much cost for gear or something or what?
Yeah, too much cost for gear. Especially when I was only and I was when I was out east, so
Yeah.
planning on not being out there for that much longer. So
How long does the process take?
the process itself for like an IPA, it doesn't take that long. It takes like 2 or 3 weeks, 2 weeks around that. But like it's more the equipment um, that kind of makes it um, made it difficult for me to invest in trying to brew anything right after I had taken the class, unfortunately.
Word. Okay, we got an article from Mitchell here. Good looking out, Mitch. Says in Colorado, Supreme Court ruling upholds medical cannabis use while on probation. Persons on probation may legally consume medical cannabis unless such use explicitly conflicts with the goals of sentence. That's tight.
Like, yeah.
Justices unanimously opined that a defendant possesses a presumed right to consume cannabis therapeutically unless there exists material evidence to show that prohibiting such use is necessary and appropriate to accomplish explicit sentencing goals. Lawmakers approved legislation in 2015 permitting medical cannabis use by certain defendants while on probation. The case is Walton versus the People, case number 18SC84. That is in Denver, Colorado. Shout out to normal.org. I think that is sick, man, because uh, there's a lot of people who, they use medical cannabis and say they got a DUI for drinking or something like that, and they have to quit smoking, you know what I mean? Because they have to piss in a cup. So it's dope that you can still smoke weed, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's people
Definitely.
I think Jordy's mom, man, my homie Jordy, I think his mom was like the first patient in Washington to do that. You know what I mean? To go to the judge and say, "Nah, I have medical cards. I can piss dirty for weed because it's my medicine. I didn't get in trouble for weed." So
Yeah,
yeah, and I think that's dope, man, because it's safe, man, and it's gonna
absolutely.
it chills people out without turning them into a junkie, which I think more than we can say for pharmaceutical.
Definitely.
So we got 9 more minutes, Will. What about the boys from Ted 4, man? They run anything new?
They haven't run anything new from what I can remember or tell this year. But one thing I was gonna say is fucking, and I love these guys because I love their flower. But Green Source Gardens did not grow any CBD this year.
Damn, why not?
I have no idea. And that was a little disappointing on both ends because we usually rely on them for a few CBD varietals and some CBD heavy shit. And this guy honestly just kind of random that they decided all of a sudden to cut it out. But people got to make money in this industry, so I imagine it was geared towards that.
So do you think that most CBD is going to be sourced from hemp then and not cannabis?
Yes, and it's already coming that way because people can't even find CBD derived cannabis. Like Wild has already given me a heads up that they're going to be moving towards like CBD isolate mixed with like THC to do their 1-to-1 shit rather than
Yeah,
like cannabis derived strains. It's lame. I get it.
yeah.
You're a farmer, you're trying to fucking do what's best for your business, but for and I love Green Source, and this is a little bit of a call out, but for them to grow like a pretty nice varietal of CBD last year and then just completely cut it off and grow nothing really CBD this year is kind of like what the heck? Like,
Yeah.
what the hell are you doing? Like, you got multiple dispensaries that buy your herb, and we all enjoy those CBD varieties you provide. And now you just cut the cord and don't even really let anyone know you had no CBD this year. And just
Well,
and it's like I get it, I don't want to that, but it's like I can't, it's a money move. That's what it is.
maybe
It's not that it's because, oh, there's more, we can make this much more money in just growing THC. And I know that's what fueled Green Source's decision. And
yeah.
I
Well,
can't, while I love them, can't help but hold them a little bit accountable for that. It's always
that's what
been a
I
medical industry. Y'all been growing medical for forever. Like, why you now appeasing to just wreck to what sells? It's the sellout.
that's what I wonder too is are CBD strains getting less money? Like are people buying less of that shit in the store, like
Yeah,
less
I'm
one to
sure
ones or 2 to.
that's probably the reason. But it's just then it goes to like, those growers like, yeah, well, since even though this helps people and that like the fact that I can't get as much money for it, no good for me.
Because
And
CBD strains used to get more. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
nobody was running on 'em, and it
Yeah,
was
let's bring back those days because honestly, it's a fucking travesty that growers are being like, fuck CBD because they can't make money off it. That's just ridiculous.
word. All right, so we gotta. I agree with that, dude. So Mitchell posted another article here. Says drug bust, two men found with marijuana, Racine County. This is in Wisconsin. Okay, so Racine County, two men are facing multiple charges after a traffic stop turned into a drug bust in Racine County on Saturday. Looks like they got a bunch of CBD. Deputies found 315.6 grams of marijuana, four packages of 500 milligram THC edible gum, 33 THC vape cartridges, and 17.3 grams of THC dabs, along with other drug paraphernalia. But dude, yeah, see, like that. So Wisconsin must not be medical or red, and it's strange because all the shit that's in the picture right there is shit you would find on anyone's countertop in this state or that state or wherever, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. Anyway, is there any other? So Green Source cut out their CBD shit this year. Are any other farms doing the same?
Not that I've heard of.
Like
But
they were one of the main ones that would do that shit though, right? Like 1 to 1s and 2 to 1s and shit like.
yeah. Yep. They did a lot of our ratios, which was helpful. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that sucks, man.
yeah. It's definitely been disappointing.
And then with CBD extracts, this is also from Normal. Shout out to Mitchell. Daily use of CBD extracts mitigates symptoms in patients with autism spectrum disorder. That is tough. Study was in Brasilia, Brazil. Authors reported 14 out of these 15 patients, 93%, showed improvements equal to or above 30% in at least one symptom category. Most patients that adhered to the treatment had improvements in more than one symptom category. Seven patients, 47%, had improvements equal to or above 30% in four or more symptom categories. Two patients, 13%, presented improvements equal to or above 30% in two symptom categories, and five patients, 33%, presented improvements equal to or above 30% in one symptom category. So as they concluded, these findings presented here taken together indicate that CBD and cannabis extracts yields positive effects in multiple autistic symptoms without causing the typical side effects found in medicated ASD patients. Most patients in this study had improved symptoms even after supervised weaning of other neuropsychiatric drugs. That's dope, man.
Oh yeah.
So that, like that's dope that CBD works and they're doing research like that. And it's also a bummer that Green Source isn't providing those cultivars anymore.
Yeah.
That
Definitely is a
sucks.
bummer.
The hemp game is pushing that shit away and making it super duper cheap. That's crazy. I remember Catherine telling me when that was when she turned in her 2 weeks. I think she wasn't with the hemp isolate thing at Wild, so she bailed.
Yeah.
I guess they got to give you talking points as a salesman to counteract when guys like us are like, what the fuck, man? How come it's not cannabis derived anymore, man?
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I guess the gummies are just bottled terps anyway, right? So you just want the compound and mix in the terps. So it's like
Yep.
we get the purest compound at the cheapest price from hemp. That fucking sucks, man.
Yeah.
All the more reason that people should be allowed to cultivate their own.
Totally.
You
Agreed.
know, like you should be able to buy some 1 to 1 seed. You know, and grow your own. That's the thing too, though, dude. Is you don't know it's gonna be a 1 to 1 when you're cracking seeds, bro. So like being able to buy those strains was helpful. I remember one of the homies. I think it was Sasan. Like it was Pennywise or something. And when we brought it into the store, it was like, how come it's not higher in CBD? And it was like that it was just that pheno of the seeds that he got. You know what I mean? Like it's a roll of the dice just because it's supposed to be a CBD strain or a 1 to 1 or a 2 to 1 doesn't mean you're gonna get that ratio when you roll the dice.
Yeah.
You really gotta hunt that pheno, figure out the numbers that you want. So that's a trip. Sucks that people aren't doing
Totally.
that.
Yeah.
So I've been seeing posts online too, Will, about hemp fields just going to rot, like people not harvesting them and just leaving. Is that because of the rain and the shitty weather, or people just poor planning on hanging and drying the shit?
Both.
Yeah,
Yeah, just inexpertise with that, people not knowing when to pull and that combination of shitty weather this year. It's been really bad. Uh, so in terms of rain, early rain, even in Southern Oregon, so it's been a bad year. It's
damn.
been a bad year for the books, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, or Southern Oregon saw bad rain at like times like early for even like the Portland area. So it
yeah.
was just a bad year all around. Like,
Bummer, man.
yeah. Or Mother Nature was a bitch this year, a fucking just flat out bitch. No love for anyone on her end.
And then Heroes of the Farm, do you guys have them on the shelf? That'll be my last question and we can wrap it up.
Yes, we do. We got Cherry Stout from them. We have some Headband, and some 8541.
Dope. Like
And that
the
8541 is named after fucking Pat's first the address for his first grow. It was 8541 something street.
that's tight. That's tight.
Yeah.
Man, we gotta get him on the show. If we can't get him, can we get someone from his staff or something,
Yeah,
like a
I'm sure we
sales
could.
guy
I'm
or
sure
something?
he'd be down. Yeah, he's a cool guy. I'm sure he loves to shoot the shit. So
Yeah, man, I like his posts. It's real inspiring shit, man.
he does good shit. Yeah, he does
Yeah.
good. And they call him Project Pat because he always has his hand in a new project.
That's dope. That's dope. I love Project Pat from 3-6 too.
Right?
That's
Yeah,
awesome, man. Yeah,
dude.
that's
He's one of the. I mean, Project Pat is one of the harder ones. Same with who is it? DJ Chris. I think most of them are from Memphis, but there's some like I think it was DJ Paul or I don't know someone
yeah.
from 3-6 like where you if you heard his solo shit from like Memphis, you'd be like would never be able to tell that this dude was in 3-6 Mafia. Like it was some just like hard ass like fucking the shit that fucking Jamie like Dirty Arm plays in his stories sometimes just like that. It's just-
Yeah, that guy too, man. We gotta try and get him on. He keeps it real.
Heck
He's
yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Oh man, if we have Dirty Arm on, Jamie, that'd be tight. We'd also have to almost like set aside that'd be a 2 hour episode. We need to set like a
Oh
two
yeah.
hour chunk
Yeah,
because
man.
he's good about talking about shit. We could talk forever with him.
Yeah, I dig strong opinioned individuals
Yes,
too, you know what I mean? So
definitely
yeah,
makes for
it's
interesting episodes.
yeah, man. And I also dig when I agree with their views.
Yep,
You know, and just
yep.
growing organic and he be talking shit online and I'm just laughing, looking at the comments laughing. Good stuff. Good stuff, Jamie. If you're listening to this episode, Jamie, please holler at us. We'd love to have you on. I think that's about 30 minutes. I guess we could call that good. Will, you got to make it to your content meeting for the magazine.
Yeah, I gotta head out.
I got to smoke the rest of this little pile on my plate here.
Heck
So
yeah.
we got before I do my outro dance, anybody who's listening, next week we have Jackson McCormick from Natural One. The week after that we have Jeff Mizanski, uh super known guy in the industry who sat down for a while for the guns. We're definitely excited to interview him the week
Wait,
after we have
what
Jackson.
episode is this, Kane?
Episode 34
34.
tonight.
All right, maybe I could try the outro dance this time.
Oh, you want to do it? Will
Yeah.
Terps want to do it? Okay, cool, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So this has been the 34th episode of the Concerned Dabs podcast. I'm your co-host, Will, with my co-host, Kady Kane.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to our guys in production, Mitchell and Jesse, always coming through.
Yes, sir. Yeah, shout out to those guys.
Apologies for the shortened episode. I had a previous commitment, but we'll be back on next. What's the date? What is it? The
The
15th, right?
15th, December
Yeah,
15th.
December 15th. With Jackson McCormick as our guest, and that'll be the second time we are having him on. We had him on our first episode before Natural Wonders had even opened up. So it'd be good to check back in with him. That's also the company I work for. And yeah,
Okay, you got one more part left, man.
God, I'm spacing on it. All right, might have to call in back.
This was a main node and Joseph Street Enterprise production.
Yes, that's what I was forgetting.